And we are on the air. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, welcome to event number 21, the 21st event of the season of the Monster Truck Nation M.T.N. series. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom Todd 774, along with the Vision of Legend of Wii 92 and Trayman 3985, who has rejoined us for this episode. We'll be hearing from him hopefully a little bit later. And we are about to get third event of this weekend at Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium. Cody, how are we feeling about this event tonight?
Well, this one ought to be exciting. You may never know who's going to be a winner of this event until it reveals itself to us as it slowly unfolds. There's going to be a lot of action going on here, so I'm looking forward to all the racing.
Me too, me too, me too. Anyways, let's get into our first round matchups. Our first round matchups here. First and foremost, it'll be Jim Kramer and our finalist from an episode, one of our finalists from an episode ago. Our runner-up from an episode ago, and Bigfoot number 9. Cody, Jim Kramer has been running extremely well here all weekend.
Indeed, he really has proved himself a lot over the different moments he had throughout so far in this season.
Yep. I shouldn't say finalists. I should say semifinalists because he got knocked off by Gravedigger in the semifinals.
Right.
So my apologies on that.
Yeah.
His opponent will be a relative newcomer, at least to us on Monster Truck Nation, Rob Fuchs out of Woodstock, Illinois, in First Blood, Cody.
Oh, First Blood. I know that name. It's one of the very older vehicles that we've seen before in the past, so seeing it here, this is very interesting and exciting.
Yep, and I think it's one of 2 Leaf Sprung trucks in this battle. We'll get to the other one in a minute.
Okay.
We'll get to the other one soon. Anyways, John Seasock from Pennsylvania, driving Sudden Impact. Cody, Sudden Impact has been running extremely well on M.T.N. as of late. Got a win at Pueblo earlier this season.
Yeah, that I remembered, and it was amazing what he did.
And hopefully while we're going through the field of trucks, Trayman 3985 will hopefully be back up with us. He's probably doing something off screen right now.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure he'll come back soon.
Yep, taking care of family business, I suspect.
Excuse me.
His opponent, Sudden Impact's opponent, Cody, will be a guy that we have not seen on M.T.N. First time we've seen this truck, Mark Schrader out of Wisconsin in the Devastator.
Oh, cool. The Devastator. That's a really cool truck, too.
Yes,
absolutely.
I grew up with this truck, watching this truck on Monster Jam.
Lovely. I've seen it too.
Barefoot Richard Patterson behind the wheel this weekend of said truck. The Barefoot team has started great on M.T.N. Kind of slumping mid season. Richard Patterson wants to win it here pretty badly, Cody.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
And his opponent will be will be what we consider an underdog on M.T.N. First time we've seen this truck on the circuit. Rod Nelson out of Conroe, Texas, in the Bustin' Loose.
Now that's a name I haven't seen in a long while. I've always loved this truck back then growing up. As a kid when I watched that truck. Man, that is a cool truck right there. I've seen it, before over different things it's done in its lifetime so far in real life, and it was so cool seeing all those moments.
Yep. Bustin' Loose was a star in Monster Jam late 90s, early 2000s. He has come back. He has come back, and hopefully he says he says he's back with a vengeance. We'll see about that. Pablo Huffaker, our winner from an episode ago in driving Gravedigger.
Oh yeah.
But like all monster trucks here, Cody, he's got a pretty tough opponent. Coming from the Thunder National Circuit out of Hagerstown, Maryland, Michael Vaughters is here in Black Stallion.
Oh wow, Black Stallion, yeah. That's another nice one right there. A classic. I've seen that truck before, even in the Point Series in the past, just a little bit.
Yep. And speaking of Pinto Point Series, we got two heavyweight favorites from said circuit about to go against each other in round one. Mark Hall out of Champaign, Illinois, and the Executioner. Tough competitor.
Okay.
Yep, Mark Hall, tough competitor. Had most of his success on the special events circuit, four-wheel jamboree circuit. But Executioner's got a tough opponent, though, Cody. Dan Patrick back with us in Sampson, our runner-up from an episode ago.
Very cool. I cannot wait to see what they have to offer for this round when it's their turn. Good old Executioner and Sampson, that's going to be really fun to see.
Yep. Especially in the first round.
Yeah. Next.
Kayla Strong out of Minnesota in USA 1. USA 1 back with us, back on the tour with us for the first. We haven't seen this truck in a while, and USA 1 is always a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pleasure seeing this truck back on the series for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
And her opponent, I should say, out of Flagstaff, Arizona, the only other leaf sprung truck in this battle, Cody, Ron Dennis in Leadfoot.
Oh wow, I was not expecting Leadfoot. Interesting.
Ron
That's
Dennis.
A cool truck right there.
Yep, Ron Dennis out of Flagstaff, Arizona, driving that truck.
I love that body style.
It's an driving a Chevrolet El Camino.
Yep, you can see why I love it already. It's an El Camino.
Anyway, all right. Tom Mitz out of Paxton, Illinois, in Goldberg, driving the Goldberg here at Kansas City. Mitz has scored a win earlier this season, Cody, but that was with the Maximum Destruction truck.
Yeah.
We'll see how Mitz does here in driving Goldberg here at Kansas City, and his opponent will be the always tough competitor Rick Petroline in the Snake Bite. Cody, what's your thoughts thoughts with Snakebite coming in here?
Well, it's gonna be fun to see Snakebite come back into the racing right now, and hopefully he can bite everyone so he can win. Yeah, just chew him up, spit him out.
Yep, and our last race of round number 1 will have Gary Wiggins, not Gary Porter, behind the wheel of Carolina Crusher.
Yeah.
Wiggins, we've seen Gary Porter behind the wheel of the truck, but don't count Wiggins out. Wiggins is a pretty hot shoe behind the wheel of this truck, too.
Indeed.
And his opponent, Cody, will be Brian Townsend in the Monster Patrol.
Oh, yes.
All right. Right. First round action coming up here in just a little bit. As we get ready to get set here. Skies are beginning to darken. So we'll at least get through the first race. All right, here we go. First round number 1, race number 1, Bigfoot out of Pacific. Jim Kramer and Bigfoot number 9. Bigfoot owned by Bob Chandler. Jim Kramer doing the driving here, Cody. The team based out of Pacific, Missouri. 572 cubic inch Ford engine makes 1,800 horsepower. His opponent will be First Blood. Driven by Rob Fuchs. Owned and driven by Rob Fuchs. He's out of Woodstock, Illinois. Truck is a 1991 Ford F-250. 540 cubic inch Ford and alcohol blown injected Ford engine, Cody, makes about 1,500 horsepower.
Yeah.
But, Cody, I think the winner here will be determined by the design of the trucks here.
And timing. Don't forget about timing.
Oh, yes. And whoever can get around the corner first.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. First race, first round. Cloudy skies. Actually, it's a rainy afternoon here at Kansas City, so they're gonna have to change their setups here. We'll see who gets around this track first. We are running in the rain, or are we? Jim Kramer trying to psych Rob Fuchs out.
They're still doing it.
Yep.
Oh.
Ooh.
That'll never not be funny.
I saw a lightning strike right outside my window.
Uh-oh.
Didn't like the looks of that. So yeah, we'll get through this thing for you.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, here we go. Right in the rain.
All right, monsters have been unleashed.
That they have.
So far, so good.
Kramer has to very gingerly get around this corner.
Turn. Oh wow, that other truck is way off.
Yep. Rob Fuchs goes wide. Jim Kramer's going to win it.
Yep, no contest.
A 19.17 second run for Jim Kramer and Bigfoot. Not a bad run for Jim Kramer. He got out of the hole pretty good, turned great, and had the heart and the guts. He very gingerly took it around the corner, and he pulled it out. Bigfoot survives round number 1. Next up will be a good Ford versus Chevrolet matchup, Cody. Hopefully Michael Treman 3985 will rejoin us soon.
Yeah.
John Seasock out of Frackville, Pennsylvania, 2001 Ford F-150, powered by a 572 cubic inch Ford engine, makes 1600 horsepower. Whereas Devastator, on the other hand, is owned and driven by Mark Schrader. He's out of Muskego, Wisconsin. Truck is a 2004 Chevrolet, powered by a 540 cubic inch Chevrolet engine, makes 1400 horsepower. Cody, I think this is going to be a pretty good showdown here.
Oh yeah, I'm very sure it will be. It ought to be cool to see those two in the race.
And a lot of these guys have put shallow cut tires on to compensate for the wet weather.
Right. Well, hopefully that pays off for them.
Me too. I can hear the thunder outside my window. I'm just hoping, oh boy, that was a huge lightning bolt.
Oh dear.
We're going to try to get through this thing for you. It's not that intense right now, but who knows?
Yeah.
All right, sudden impact Devastator.
Alright, well, let's see how they do.
Sudden impact in the red lane. He's debating whether or not he wants to be there.
And I think that paid off.
That paid off, and Devastator all over the place. But that doesn't matter nonetheless, as John Seasock goes into the quarterfinals, and he'll meet Jim Kramer and Bigfoot when he gets there. All right, we'll move on to our third first round matchup. Richard Patterson and Barefoot out of driven out of Madisonville, Kentucky. Truck is a 1997 Dodge Ram, powered by a 572 cubic inch Keith Black Hemi engine. Makes 1,600 horsepower. However, he may not be able to put the truck up to its full potential, Cody, as it is raining here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. He'll be going up against Busted Loose, owned and driven by Ron Nelson out of Conroe, Texas. Truck is powered by a 438 cubic inch big block Chevrolet engine, makes about 1,200 horses. Cody, I think this could be a pretty good showdown right here.
Indeed. This will be a great one. Hopefully one that we'll remember.
Oh, geez. And my mother has informed me the power might go out, so we'll probably halt this after this race. All right, here we go. Busted Loose taking on Barefoot. Cody, what do you think? What are you thinking?
That'd be a great one. It's hard to say who's gonna win it, so only time will tell.
Oh, yes. All right, here we go. Busted Loose taking on Barefoot. Very gingerly, Ron Nelson takes it around the turn. That's going to pay off for him. Bustin' Loose is going to win it. A major upset.
That is amazing.
Major upset. What happened to Barefoot? That I want to know.
Even I want to know.
Richard Patterson with that big Hemi horsepower. In this weather, it is just not his best friend. He tagged the wall.
Yep, into the audience a little bit. They're still okay.
Yep. And Ron Nelson, just calm, cool, and collected, just very gingerly takes it around the corner. And a lot of hearts and had a lot of heart and a lot of guts. He pulled it out. Upset of the season. Bustin' Loose takes a big win over one of the big guns. All right. We're gonna wait this weather out. You guys stay tuned for more round one action. We'll come back with you after this weather on my end passes. Welcome back to M.T.N. Tom Todd 774 with you, along with Trayman 3985 and Legend of Wee 92. We are in the midst of round number 1, guys, and we are 3 races in. Y'all still with us?
Yep.
All right, we are in the 4th first round heat. We have Grave Digger, driven by Pablo Huffaker. Team based out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Truck is a 1951 Chevrolet paddle wagon, powered by a 540 cubic inch Chevrolet engine, makes 1,400 horsepower. His opponent will be a guy who normally competes in smaller venues, Cody. Michael Voders in Black Stallion out of Hagerstown, Illinois. Truck is a 1996 Ford F-150. It's powered by a 572 cubic inch Ford engine, makes 1,600 horsepower.
Yeah. That's plenty.
Michael Voders out of Hagerstown, Maryland, and Black Stallion. All right, Grave Digger and Black Stallion staged and ready to go. It is still raining here at Kansas City.
Yeah.
Black Stallion was showing a lot of power coming out, but can he really hold it around this turn? Huffaker goes wide. I think Digger's in the wall.
Yeah, sounds like it to me.
But it'll be Michael Voders with enough to get it across the line. Gravedigger in the retaining wall. Not a good day for Pablo Huffaker at all.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Let's see what went wrong with Pablo Huffaker here. He got off the line okay, but then after he clears the double, he just can't get it steered for the turn, and into the wall he goes. Michael Voders, calm, cool, and collected, pulled off a major upset here in round 1.
Yep, that is something right there.
Took it gingerly around the turn, and Michael Voders and Black Stallion wins in round 1. Unbelievable. Mike Voders and Black Stallion. Moving on. Now here's a showdown. Now here's a showdown, Cody and Michael. Michael, if you're with us.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's at the moment.
Yeah, he's
probably
probably
still dealing with whatever it is.
he's eating dinner, as far from what I'm being told.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully he'll be back with us soon. It'll be Mark Hall out of Champaign, Illinois, and the Executioner, the big Dodge out of Champaign, Illinois. The Hall brothers have a very tough opponent, though. Cody, Dan, Patrick, and Sampson. Sampson, our runner-up from an episode from one event ago. So let's look at their stats here. Executioner is owned and driven by the Hall brothers, Tim and Mark Hall. Mark Hall doing the driving, while Tim Hall is more or less the crew chief on that truck.
Will never die.
Why did my Discord do that?
Oh, gee. Sorry about that, folks. Connection problems here affecting Legend of Wii 92 here.
Yeah, about ready to take a sledgehammer on Discord.
Anyways, Mark Hall. Anyways, we're gonna get into the stats of into the specs of the trucks now. Executioner, driven by the Hall brothers, Tim and Mark Hall. Truck is Mark Hall doing the driving, while Tim Hall is more or less the crew chief on the truck. They're out of Champaign, Illinois. Truck is a 1999 Dodge Ram, powered by a 572 cubic inch Chrysler wedge motor. While Sampson, on the other hand, is a 1990s, is owned and driven by Dan Patrick out of Kingston, Ohio. Truck is a 1996 Chevrolet, powered by a 560 cubic inch Keith Black Hemi engine, makes 1,500 horsepower. These two trucks about even on paper. What do you think, Cody?
Well, they are both incredible, but only one can win this round.
Only one can advance, and we are at a lot of there's a lot of moisture in the air. A lot of these guys detuning their engines because the track just will not hold the horsepower.
Yep.
Sampson taking on Executioner here at Kansas City. Mark Hall with a lead.
It's good so far.
Oh, Mark Hall went a little wide on the corner. But I think Sampson's got bigger problems. Yeah, Sampson's got bigger problems.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sampson doesn't even finish the course. It's all Mark Hall and the Executioner. So Executioner advances into the quarterfinals. All right, next up, two Chevrolets, Cody. Kayla Strong at a St. in the USA 1, taking on Ron Dennison Leadfoot.
Yep, this will be very interesting to watch.
USA 1 is owned by Everett Jasper. Truck is driven by Kayla Strong. Team based out of Ham Lake, Minnesota. Truck is a 1993 Chevrolet. It's powered by a 572 cubic inch Chevrolet, big block Chevrolet engine, blown injected on alcohol. It makes 1,500 horsepower. Leadfoot, on the other hand, is a 1977 Chevrolet El Camino, owned and driven by Rod Dennis out of Flagstaff, Arizona. Truck is powered by a 450 cubic inch big block Chevrolet that has which runs on Predator carburetors, no nitrous, no blown injection, no alcohol, just a gas running engine. And Leadfoot doesn't usually perform at this level. So this is the first time Rod Dennis has really stepped up, Cody. What do you think about this one?
Well, it's going to be very interesting what he has to offer.
Yep, that it is.
I'm sure it'll be spectacular.
Oh, yes, that it will be. Leadfoot and USA 1 about to duke it out in the rain here at Kansas City. Kayla Strong with the lead. We haven't seen her for a while. Can she actually get around this course? She got it turned. And she'll come across the finish line to take the win, beating Leadfoot Ron Dennis pretty handily. Just too much power for Leadfoot.
Yep. I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Here's Leadfoot's run. Here's the replay of Leadfoot's run. Leadfoot bouncing literally all over the place. Wide on the corner, just cannot get it turned. And Kayla Strong in USA 1. She is running pretty strong here. This is our first appearance since quite a few events here on this series, and she hasn't lost a beat.
Indeed.
So Kayla Strong in USA 1 moves on in the next round. All right. Next up, it'll be Tom Mintz out of Paxton, Illinois, and Goldberg. Truck is a futuristic SUV powered by a 540 cubic inch Chevrolet Merlin engine that makes 1,400 horsepower. His opponent will be Rick Petroline in Snakebite. Team truck owned by Bob Chandler. This is the team truck to Bigfoot. Rick Petroline doing the driving. Driving team based out of Pacific, Missouri. Truck is a Ford Snake powered by a 572 cubic inch Ford engine that makes about 1,800 horsepower. And I'm getting a notification on my iPad saying moderate rain starting. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, Goldberg and Snakebite about to duke it out here. All right, Snakebite and Goldberg staged. We're getting ready to go.
All right, here we go.
Mets with the lead. Coming around the turn, and he overdoes it.
Oh, jeez.
Can he correct it? Yes, he can. Not a pretty win by any means. Snakebite all over the place. He's in the wall. But wow. Goldberg was in trouble, but Snakebite was in even bigger trouble.
Yeah.
What happened to the snake here? Oh man, he just went off course. Meanwhile, watch this. Mitz completely spins the truck out. Had that race been any closer, that would have cost him the race.
Yeah, it would have.
But Snakebite had a lot of bigger problems, and Goldberg moves on. Tom Mitz moves on. Graved Barefoot, championship contender Barefoot out in round one. Championship contender Gravedigger out in round one. What's next?
Yeah.
I can hear the rain coming down now. We'll continue because I will continue with caution. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Anyways, last race of round one. Gary Wiggins out of Williamston, North Carolina, and the Carolina Crusher. Truck is a 1995 Chevrolet powered by a 557 cubic inch Rodec engine. Makes 1,500 horsepower. His opponent will be Brian Townsend, the Monster Patrol. Monster Patrol owned by Paul Schaefer. Brian Townsend doing the driving, as mentioned before. Truck is a 1996 Chevrolet Cody, powered by a 572 cubic inch Chevrolet 2 cubic inch Chevrolet engine, makes 1,500 horsepower. So these two trucks about even on paper.
Indeed.
I say on paper because even though they have the same, they put out the same power output, despite the fact that Monster Patrol's engine is a little bit bigger than Carolina Crusher's.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Monster Patrol and Carolina Crusher. Last race of round number 1. Oh man, Wiggins all over the place. Oh man, he is all over the. He is Wiggins all over the track. Not a pretty win, but it was legal.
At least.
And Crusher taking the win in round 1. We'll take a look at the replay. Watch Wiggins go all over the track. He's slipping and sliding, but he keeps it on the hammer though. Man. Had that been on an indoor track, that would have cost him the race.
Yeah, it would have.
Carolina Crusher moves on. Well, Cody, that was an interesting round 1. What brings us to the quarterfinals?
All right. Let's see. Well, what we have in the quarterfinals at this moment right now, and the first one would be Bigfoot up against Sudden Impact, while the second one we're going to have Blessed and Loose taken on the Black Stallion. And then the third round, we have Executioner and USA 1 together. And finally, Goldberg versus Carolina Crusher.
I think Goldberg and Crusher have faced each other off before. And if they did, it was in the 2000 season.
Never thought they had before. That's interesting.
All right, quarterfinal action when we come. All right, quarterfinal action when we come back after a brief break. Welcome back to M.T.N. Tom Todd 774 along with the Vision of Legend of Wii 92 and Trayman 3985. We are just getting started with the quarterfinal action. We'll have Jim Kramer and Bigfoot going up against John Seasock and Sudden Impact. Cody, I think these guys have detuned their motors as much as they can.
Yeah.
Question
Who knows?
is it enough?
Who knows? Maybe someone will be lucky enough to win it out of others.
Yep. We're going to find out. Tonight may not be Bigfoot's night, but who knows?
Yeah.
This track is mud and goo, and sudden impact with a faster time in the first round is actually going to put Jim Kramer in what is considered the bad lane.
Yeah. All right.
Monsters have been unleashed. Sudden impact very gingerly trying to get around that corner. And John Seasocket Sudden Impact is gonna win it.
Very cool.
Convincingly over Jim Kramer and Bigfoot. Bigfoot had problems in the corner. Right about here, just too wide, just entered the corner very late, tags the wall. Just an all-out driver error from Jim Kramer. Now, John Seasocket Sudden Impact, he is already ready at the wheeling it coming around the corner. And then coming off the corner, coming for home, Bigfoot's done, and Sudden Impact's flying.
Indeed.
The semifinals, Sudden Impact advances to the semis. That's going to be that's a shocker.
Indeed.
Next up is a Ford and a Chevrolet, and Chevrolet, it'll be Bustin' Loose, Rod Nelson out of Conroe, Texas, taking on Mike Viders out of Hagerstown, Maryland, and Black Stallion. Black Stallion, a former champion on the Thunder National Circuit, a circuit running mostly in smaller venues like hockey arenas and basketball courts. And on a lot of them, they don't even have the dirt on the floor, Cody. It's just a concrete floor.
Yeah, that is true there.
So we'll see how. This is the first time Mike Viders has actually been in the sport for years, but this is his first time going head to head with the big boys here.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Bustin' Loose taking on Michael Viders and Black Stallion as the trucks prepare to stage. we go. Monsters have been unleashed, finally. Vodder's very gingerly around that corner, Cody. That's going to enable him to win. And busting loose into the retaining wall.
Yeah, that's a tough break right there.
Let's see, where did Busted Loose make his mistake? Right about here. Just too late entering the corner. Just too late. He entered the corner just way too late.
Yeah, that counts him in the race.
You got to know your braking zones on this very tricky U-turn track. Vodder's got through his turn pretty good. And a lot of heart and a lot of guts. He pulled it out.
Yeah.
Michael Vodders and Black Stallion moves on into the semifinals. Now here we have a showdown. Mark Hall out of Champaign, Illinois, and the Executioner. And he's going up against Kayla Strong in USA 1. Front engine versus rear engine. Cody, I think this is going to be a great showdown here.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how those two will race against each other. But only one will win it.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Whoever wins this advances into the Final Four.
Yep.
Monsters have been unleashed.
Pretty good so far on their start.
Executioner with the lead. That thunder clap sounded a little close. Anyways, Mark Hall and Executioner wins USA 1 in the retaining wall.
Oh, dear.
A lot of that red lane is eating these guys up alive, Cody. It's an easy win for Mark Hall.
It's eating them up for breakfast and dinner.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here, you're going to see it. Mark Hall makes the turn. USA 1 does not. This red lane is eating these guys up alive, Cody. It's an easy win for Mark Hall.
Yeah.
So there is a good side and a bad side to the track here this evening.
Yep.
All right, final race of round number 2, or the quarterfinals, rather. Goldberg, driven by Tom Mitz, up against Gary Wiggins in the Carolina Crusher. This could be a good showdown right here.
Oh yes, I think this will be a great one.
All right, all we have to do now is run them and find out who the winner is.
Yep, let's see what they can do. Oh. Excuse me. Alright, looks like they're doing good so far. Can they do a good job on the turn or not?
Oh, Crusher Wiz goes a little wide, but I think Goldberg went even wider. Gary Wiggins takes the win. Ooh. Goldberg not too far behind.
That was something.
I think Miss is just happy to see his truck on 4 wheels.
Indeed.
He's not worried about not making the turn.
Yeah.
Right here, yeah, just a little late coming off the corner, tags the wall. A lot of trucks have made contact with the wall here tonight. Goldberg no exception to that.
Indeed.
And we'll go to the instant replay one more time to look at Gary Wiggins' run. Wiggins really running off. Looked a little stronger in that run, Cody.
Indeed.
Carolina Crusher running real strong here at Kansas City tonight. When we come back, semifinal round action when we come back. All right, welcome back. Tom Todd 774 along with you, along with Legend of Wii 92 and Trimman 3985, who I hope will join us later, which I hope will join us. If not, we'll see him in the next episode.
Yeah.
All right, what brings us to the... This is a very interesting semifinals, Cody. What brings us here?
All right. Well, with the semifinals, we have these last rounds coming up. We have Sudden Impact up against Black Stallion. Ooh, that'd be very interesting. And Executioner versus Carolina Crusher.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Man, we got a pretty interesting semifinal round coming up, and these monsters are battling it out on a U-turn course here. John Seasock out of Frackville, PA, and Sudden Impact. going up against Michael Vaughters and Black Stallion, who I am surprised has made it this far.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Sudden Impact versus Black Stallion. It is raining here, and I should mention as the trucks get off the line here, Cody, because of the weather, our late model feature has been canceled.
Yeah. I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Due to the hazardous weather conditions out here, and Black Stallion has taken the win, and he advances into the semis as Sudden Impact finds himself in the retaining wall.
Yeah. Tough break there.
Oh, man. The mud and slop of what is the red lane here. Just, that red lane is going away. I'm sorry to say. Michael Vaughters just absolutely putting it to the ground. I'm surprised he has made it this far. He's going to the finals.
Yeah.
All right, Michael Vaughters and Black Stallion is going to the finals. Who will his opponent to the Monster Smash finals? Who will his opponent be? Will it be Gary Wiggins and Carolina Crusher? Or Mark Hall in the Executioner?
The legend will never die.
Oh, geez, there we go again. Cody, you still with us?
Yeah.
Discord giving you grief again?
Sometimes.
Anyways, Black Stallion goes to the finals. Who will his opponent be? Will it be Mark Hall and Executioner or Gary Wiggins and the Carolina Crusher? We're about to find out.
Yep.
Monsters have been unleashed.
Yep.
Executioner stumbling just a little bit. Had the baby it around the corner. It'll be enough to get him across the finish line first, though. And Executioner, I believe, is going to have lane choice in this final. All right, Cody, we are down to it. The Monster Smash final. Between a Ford versus Dodge final, Cody. Between Michael Waters out of Hagerstown, Maryland, and Black Stallion. His first appearance on the M.T.N. series, and he has made it this far. Unbelievable.
Very.
Going up against a guy who has been grinding in this series almost all season long, Cody, Mark Hall out of Champaign, Illinois, and the Executioner.
Yep. This ought to be a really cool race between these two.
Yep, that it is. And Mark Hall and Michael Waters has gone up against Mark Hall before and actually beaten him a few times, actually.
Yeah.
So no love lost between these two. Oh, this is going to be this has been a very interesting night here in Monster Truck Nation, and here we go. Wait a minute.
They're just playing mind games.
Yep.
I guess they're really serious. That's why they're doing it.
Yep, that they are.
They're just trying to see who will screw up in the end.
Ooh, I didn't like the sound of that. My thing wanted to static out.
Oh dear.
All right, here we go.
And the monsters have been unleashed.
Mark Hall with the lead.
They're tight on that start so far. Here's a turn. Oh, trouble for the other one.
Oh, trouble.
Gonna actually be the victor.
Mark Hall and the Executioner emerges the victor here on this night at Kansas City. Oh my goodness, that is a huge morale boost for that team, for the Hall for that team there, Hall Brothers Racing. They really earned this victory. They had a lot go against them here tonight.
They sure did.
Including the weather.
Yep.
Big hug between the two brothers, and just congratulations all around. That team really earned first major event victory for the Hall brothers here on M.T.N. And that is going to do it on this night of racing. It has been a very interesting night here at Kansas City, hasn't it?
Oh yes, it's been quite eventful.
Anyways, here are your results. Well, Cody, it has been an interesting night.
Yep, it sure was fun.
All right. For Trayman 3985, well, that will do it here on this night of Monster Truck Nation. For Trayman 3985 and the Vision of Legend of We 92, I'm Top Todd 774. Thank you for being with us on this rain-shortened night of M.T.N. Hope you guys enjoyed it.